The Intergalactic Wildlife Conservation Station had strict protocols. When orphan cubs of endangered species arrived, they were assigned to handlers based on species compatibility, biological understanding, and professional credentials. Humans were never on that list. Dr. Velcro, the station's Zenthry director, reviewed the file with growing irritation. The thornback cub, a critically endangered apex predator from the volcanic world of Ashera, had been assigned to their most experienced handler. Yet for 3 days, the cub had refused all contact, food, and enrichment activities. Then maintenance technician Riley Chun had entered the enclosure to repair a faulty heating unit. The cub, previously despondent and unresponsive, had immediately approached the human. Within an hour, it was following her around the enclosure. Within 2 hours, it was eating from her hand. By the end of her shift, it was curled against her leg, purring, a sound the species only made in the presence of trusted pack members. Dr. Velcro had allowed it as a temporary anomaly. Surely, once the proper handler reasserted authority, the cub would transfer its attachment appropriately. They were catastrophically wrong. The reassignment happened on a Monday morning. Senior handler Thexus, a Dorisian with 3 decades of experience with thornback physiology, entered the enclosure with confidence. Riley had been firmly instructed to stay away for at least a week to allow proper bonding. The screaming started immediately. Thornback cubs didn't cry like earth animals. Their distress call was a sound evolution had designed to carry across kilometers of volcanic terrain, a piercing, oscillating wail that triggered emergency responses in adult thornbacks from extreme distances. On the station, it triggered emergency protocols across 7 decks. The cub screamed for 16 hours straight. It refused food. It refused water. When Thexus tried to comfort it, the cub lashed out with claws that could shred durous steel, forcing the handler to retreat. Medical scans showed the cub's stress hormones at critical levels. Its heart rate was dangerously elevated. It's killing itself, the station's veterinarian reported grimly. If this continues, we'll lose it within 24 hours. Dr. Velcro made the call she had sworn never to make. Bring back the human. Riley arrived, still wearing her maintenance uniform, grease stains on her sleeves, and concern etched across her face. The moment she stepped into the observation corridor, the screaming stopped. The cub's head snapped toward her location, ears swiveling. Then it was at the enclosure door, clawing desperately at the barrier. Riley entered without hesitation. The cub launched itself at her, 60 kilograms of muscle and desperation. Riley caught it, stumbling slightly under the impact, and wrapped her arms around its trembling form. "Hey, buddy," she whispered, stroking the ridge behind its ears where the scales were softest. "I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." The cub's claws gripped her uniform with a desperation that tore the fabric. Then, as the entire observation deck watched in stunned silence, the cub's breathing slowed. Its body relaxed. Within minutes, it was asleep in Riley's lap, one paw resting on her arm, as if to ensure she wouldn't disappear again. Dr. Velcro watched the scene through the viewport, her earlier irritation replaced by scientific fascination. "I don't understand. She has no training in thornback biology. She doesn't even have xenozoology credentials." The station's behavioral specialist, a thoughtful Chulian named Prex, clicked his beak thoughtfully. Perhaps that's exactly why it worked. She didn't approach the cub as a specimen to be managed. That's not protocol. Dr. Velcro protested weakly. "No," Prex agreed. "But perhaps protocols aren't what orphan cubs need. Perhaps they need what that human is providing, unconditional care without expectations." Riley looked up at the observation window, her expression a mixture of determination and defiance. "I'm not leaving again," she said clearly, knowing they could hear her. "Fire me if you want, but I'm not putting this baby through that again." Dr. Velcro could have insisted on protocol, could have ordered the human removed and the cub's care returned to certified professionals.